Dan.
And I'm Graham.
And you are listening or watching the More Than Roommates podcast. So, Graham, we just got through Thanksgiving, and that means Black Friday shopping.
Yeah.
Did you go crazy?
This is I feel like the first year where I really didn't get much at all. My mom, she was wanting that Christmas list early,
Yeah.
she wanted to try to get in, and I don't blame her. I'm struggling at this age, being financially kind of secure, I kind of just buy whatever I want, whatever I need.
Yeah.
So it took me, I found a chain set. And no, that's not what I actually bought that for myself, but I bought a necklace and a bracelet, a nice one, while it was on sale. And then I think my mom's gonna pay me back and give it to me for Christmas.
Nice.
But, I didn't really go crazy this year. Usually I get clothes or yesteryear I did go Black Friday shopping pretty hard. I want to say, I don't know, it could have been when did the PlayStation 3 come out?
I have no clue.
Okay, well, it had to have been 09, 2010. I think it had been out for a little bit, But I've had times where I've gotten up kind of early, the whole tradition Black Friday, the way the commercial, thing works has changed over the years. I remember when people would camp out, and then the store would open, and then it was just each year they were opening earlier and earlier,
and I remember people got trampled one year and died. So did you ever do that camp out?
No, it was never worth it. But
yeah,
I got that PS3 though. But
okay.
That was, like I said, it had, the system had been out for a few years, so
yeah,
I don't think a ton of people were flocking to take everyone off the shelf, But
well, I ended up doing some Black Friday deals. It wasn't I waited out or anything, but you can probably see it out the corner, this glowing beast of a machine.
That is a sexy machine.
Yes,
if I've ever seen one.
A new computer for editing and all of this stuff. My plan was, while I was home, my brother and I were going to build a PC, and I had never done it, and so I had all the parts listed, and I was just going to hit checkout to see if there were any deals, and that ended up, a pre-built PC was cheaper, so I just went to the store. Me and you went. It was I didn't realize it was Black Friday. It was the last day, and we thought we were going to be in and out because I had ordered it online and just did in-store pickup, and it still
even
took
your
us
parents looked at us like we were crazy because we had a dinner to go to that night,
but we got it.
I mean, we got it.
It was pretty organized, but
was it though?
Someone jumped in line in front of us. I thought Graham was gonna
blow a gasket.
Yes. But I did do a midnight opening at Best Buy one year.
Midnight. That was that was kind of the original time, right? They'd open at midnight.
Yeah.
And then it started creeping back further and further
into Thanksgiving.
Yeah. And then they did away with it, right? For a long time.
I think the pandemic hurt stuff.
I think they started closing the stores on Thanksgiving. I think there was kind of
it became
a retail revolt.
It became a rat race. They would open Thanksgiving Day. That's where all the deals were. So it was you went this day being thankful for all the stuff you have, and then you're okay, now let's go throw some
buy a bunch of more
yeah. So we went to Best Buy, and I was in college or in high school, and we didn't really need there wasn't anything that we're oh, this is a good deal, but I was looking for a laptop for school, and we were okay, let's just go. And there was a huge line of people. We were waiting, and it was not like I had thought. It was probably by the time they had figured out how to do it, but they had rearranged the entire store so you could only go in through the aisles and make a giant maze. So you just had to go, and everyone went in a straight line throughout the whole store, and if you saw something you picked it up. I don't think we got anything. We just kind of looked through. None of the deals were that crazy, and we ended up leaving. But when I worked in news, I had to work on Black Friday, and so I was trying to come up with what would be. I was working the morning shift, so I had to start at 2 a.m.
So yeah,
And so
fun times.
I ended up going to Menards. They had this crazy deal going on, and it was
It
just
like buy a shed for 50% off or something?
people were going nuts for dog beds. They were
Dog
eight
beds, okay.
$8. People were like arm in arm. But I go out and people are already camping out. People have fires started, like little propane heaters. It was fun. I got to interview people, like the first person in line, like, what time did you get out here? So I've done some live hits at like 5 in the morning, then 6 o'clock, and then I think they were going to open their doors at 8. So I do a couple live hits, and we're in a pretty decent sized city, but there's a competitor news station here. And of all the stores you could go to on Black Friday, after I do a couple live hits, the competitor shows up to the same store, and
There's
I'm like,
so many like.
and the guy that showed up was kind of a bigwig around town. Like, he had been doing it for a long time. And so he shows up, and all the people are like, oh my God, it's him. And I'm like, I thought we had something. We've been bonding this whole time.
What are the odds they want to go to the same store?
100% they were watching.
Yeah,
and
your live
they
stream.
probably didn't have a good store picked out, and theirs was a bust. So they just were like, oh, well, look where Dan's at. Let's go over there. Because we would watch theirs too. So our news director would sit, and he would have a TV on with our channel and a TV on with theirs. And he would just watch whose stories were better. So I know they did the same thing. But I was so bummed. I'm like, I had this story picked out. I had talked to the manager beforehand.
It's like, bro, go to Lowe's
Yeah,
or Home
right,
Depot.
exactly.
They're literally in our town. They're within like a 0.2 miles.
Get off
of
my
each
turf,
other.
dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, people, as soon as they opened the door, people were like, the dog beds. And everyone was like, I've got 3. I'm like, dang, okay.
So there were no limits?
I don't know. I
Okay.
don't remember.
Because I know I've seen that trend a lot. Like,
Yeah.
Because, like, I think you were mentioning earlier, either we were chatting or you already said it, people used to go absolutely bonkers. Like,
Yes.
the doors would open at whatever time, maybe 8 p.m.
Yeah.
on Thanksgiving Day. And then it was just like a mad rush. Like, how many videos have you seen of people, like, grabbing
The
other
carts.
people's carts and, like, taking stuff out of other people's carts and people brawling? Like,
So
I feel like to some extent, like, the store had to have some level of responsibility for people behaving like animals.
So
like we are,
yeah. So
But-
apparently, when I was a little kid, my grandma got in a tussle with someone, Nana.
over
yeah.
what?
She was trying to. I think it was when Toy Story came out, and she wanted to get us all Woodies, little Woodies.
The doll.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and she apparently got like the last one, and a woman came and reached into her cart and pulled it out of her cart. And my Nana is a sweet lady.
Yeah, she is.
Gosh, I want to be like, she got in her face and she's like, that is for my grandchild. Put that back. And she's like, no, you have 2 already. She said, put it back. And they like got into a tussle, and then she got the Woody and took off.
Oh.
So good for you,
Oh,
Nana.
okay, your Nana. Okay, yeah,
My
yeah,
Nana
yeah.
got it.
Okay.
So, but you know what was
She throat puncher?
no, I don't think they put hands on each other.
Yeah.
But you know what was the big drama this year was fake Black Friday deals.
Oof.
Target supposedly. I mean, I don't
A
know if this
lot
is
of other
true, but
places,
yeah,
yeah.
they were saying here's the deal, but if you lifted the card underneath the sale tag, it showed like the
It was
same
already on
price the day
sale.
before. And supposedly my friend ordered stuff on Cyber Monday, and they had marked up the prices, and so the sale was bigger. So that's just, it's getting really hard to tell if you're getting a deal anymore.
Yeah, they can run into some hot water. I don't want to like put everything out there, but I worked at a place at one point where we would run weekly sales, but because of some kind of legal, it could have been a lawsuit. I don't know if it was with the store I worked at or like a competitor, but I know for sure that companies had been sued before because it wasn't really a sale if it's already on sale every week. Like,
Yeah.
So we had to like change our signage like every week, and then they'd start to integrate like some weeks like when we were really busy, and they would just like take all the sales stuff down.
Oh
You
my
know what I mean? Too,
gosh,
like
that's
just
wild.
kind of skirt the, I don't know, you got to toe the line, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's shady, man.
Yeah, you got to be
Like,
careful.
don't fall into that trap.
I know.
Like,
I think
you gotta know what you want ahead of time, and you gotta be tracking that price throughout the year and understand, like, okay, is this actually a good deal, or are they marking it the F up? You know what I mean? Just to
Yeah.
say it's 78% off. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's wild.
I
but-
think I'm calling it now. I think next year things are going to be very different. I think this year things were so flatlined, people weren't excited about anything. That I think
we're in like an economic crisis
Yeah.
right now too.
that's true. I think
I mean, not maybe you or I in particular. Obviously,
But-
we've made some purchases, but I don't know.
yeah, no, definitely the US is struggling, but I don't know. I think that some companies are going to try some new stuff next year. So mark my words, I'm calling it now.